stream basically brought up. There we go. We should be live now here for the start of the Atlanta Axalta 500. Basically, just because that's who just won the previous race. We're just coming off of an ISM race broadcast. We're going into qualifying. They started actually letting in the lobby. No, they have not.
No,
Um,
I just clicked on it too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't click on it. I looked at the party to see if they were loading in or not. Because in the party, it will say it'll change from navigating menus to racing as soon as they start loading in. A little bit
Yeah,
of
well,
a
you got to send me another invite when you get in there.
yeah, I will. But yeah, that's usually a
Track
trick
really.
a trick I use to keep track of it because. But yeah, I mean, congratulations though to Backwoods Outkast once again for winning the previous race, and of course he's gonna be trying to get the pole and race win here at Atlanta. Now, of
Yeah,
course, you don't have to worry about your qualifying, like having to race on the tires you qualified on here at Atlanta, unlike in the real NASCAR. You don't have to like start on the tires that you qualified on. So that would be an interesting thing, because then it's like, okay, how much do you really put for stress on your tires in 1 to 2 laps at Atlanta versus how much you'd really want to?
exactly.
Because of course, if you can start on fairly fresh tires or brand new tires, oh, there's
Yeah, there's a gomble.
Gommel. So it looks like that's who they were waiting on and
Unfortunately.
whatnot. But yeah, I'll be back real quick if you want to just kind of continue to kind of just run through kind of how like who you think are going to be some of the top guys, because you know some of these guys a little bit more than I do when it comes to Atlanta and tire saving and tire strategy.
Exactly.
So if you want to just run through that while I run back and real quick to go get a phone cord.
I Mike, it's gonna be crazy here at Atlanta. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of drivers. It's gonna be pretty quick. I want to say the number 9 is gonna be quick. He's pretty good here at Atlanta. The 24 is it's probably about the second quickest. I would say the 3 car. I would say majority of all the 4 of the Hendrick cars is probably going to be very very strong, but I would count out the number 3 of of RCR, Richard Childress Motorsports. I think they're going to be pretty good too. Uh, that's about it. Like I said, I think the one to really, really watch out for will be that number 9. I think number 9 would be pretty strong. He's really, really good here. I've raced with him before. But the 9, definitely, like I said, all 424 or all 4 of the Hendrick Motorsports. But I won't count number 3 out at all, or the number 8. I mean, Richard Childress cars are both of them drivers are pretty good, but I keep more of an eye on all 4 of the Hendrick cars.
Yeah, of course, all 400 cars did really well as well recently at ISM, which was a really a tire race as well. Also, if I send you the link, can you post it around on some of like the Facebook chats and whatnot? Because people are I have a couple admin that
Yeah,
are starting to get a little annoyed at me this week with the number of broadcasts I'm doing. Because this is like my 6th stream of the week. So there we go. So yeah, I'll send the link. Are you in the Outkast chat, or are you just in the?
yes. Nope, I'm in there.
Okay, so yeah, I just sent the chat, sent it to them, and then I'm also gonna send it to Fire Cup.
Okay.
Just because the private chats are fine, like they don't get annoyed at me with the number of posts. But yeah. So let's see if they are loading in yet or if they are not.
No, they're not.
Okay. Well, do we want to dial up someone for a pre-qualifying interview? Even though we can't really, although except for like the races they just got done. Actually, you want to dial up the 9 since he
Yeah,
was really
I
good
mean,
there. Of course, just blew a tire.
well, I mean, we can. I'll dial up number 9 if you want to.
Okay, yeah, let's dial up number 9. Also, I want to get a
Yeah.
chance to apologize to him for what I did earlier in the race.
Hey, no, you're good. Yeah, I'll dial up the number 9. See if he's got a copy.
Okay.
Number 9. This is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Did you unmute your mic on the party chat so that they could actually hear you?
Yeah, I don't think he can. Let's try it again. Number 9. This is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth. You got a copy?
I
Hey,
got you.
buddy. How are you tonight?
I'm not talking about
Okay,
it.
but that's totally understandable. Just want to talk to you for a little bit if you have a couple minutes of your time. We want to talk about Atlanta. I know you are very, very strong there. You're very, very quick. Uh, do you think you're going to have the opportunity to capitalize on a good note, not a bad note?
You ever heard of Kyle
Yes, sir,
Busch?
I have.
Yeah, I'm Kyle Busch
Ten
right
four,
now.
buddy. Hey, like I said, I just want to see if it was okay with you of taking your time and asking you some questions. But that's all I
Also,
wanted to
really
know.
sorry, AJ, about. I'm assuming it was my fault that you ended up missing the pit stop at the end of the first stage there. Really sorry about that.
No, it wasn't your fault. It was just too much for me to handle.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so number 9 clearly not wanting to talk after what happened at
No,
the that track.
that is totally understandable. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, when you sit there and dominate the race like that, like what he just did,
or
I
imagine,
mean, it's very, very frustrating as a driver. Which I know I used to be a driver, but now I'm up here in a booth. I know how frustrated it is because
like Gull earlier
you
this
know
week
you have the
almost did
best
to you.
car. Exactly. You know it. You have the best car out there, and you just mess up on the last bit, and you get forced down pit road. Which I don't think he blew a tire. So you know, anything can happen. I hope everything will be positive, or positive. Of going to Atlanta, but Atlanta's a very fast track, and it does wear out your tires. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to dial up the number 3 car of Dark Spartan.
Okay, just kind of an update as well for any guys who are watching our race instead of the NASCAR truck race. 10 laps to go. Stuart Friesen is leading the race.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Nice. Matt fucking Crafton.
You
I
ready,
like Matt
Mike
Crafton.
Joy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Number 3, this is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Oh, send him an invite to watch qualifying.
Oh, is qualifying already starting? Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, they are loading in already. So
Yeah, it's cool. I
just take the
understand. He's
yeah.
driving, so we'll talk to the fastest qualifier, the pole and the outside pole, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, of course, depending on time. I mean, we might not get time to talk to both the pole and the outside pole.
Exactly. Well, at least we can talk to the pole. But goes back to what I said about the 9. I mean, Mike Joy. I mean, you used to be on top of the pit. I think, or yeah, you used to be a pit crew. I think, and you can understand the driver's effect. You know, you were. It's just so aggravating, man. I
Oh,
mean, you know you had a dominant car. You know you was quick, and
yep.
you're trying to save everything you can, but then someone has to mess up your momentum.
Oh, I know exactly what that's like because my most recent race as a driver, a certain guy that you and I both know, Gerwitz, spun coming off the pit lane at Homestead, taking me out on the final lap when I'd saved enough fuel and I was going to win the fuel mileage race. And it ended up being a drag race to the line between two cars that were out of fuel.
Yes, it's very aggravating.
Yeah, imagine that one. I saved enough, like I stayed basically in my line. I waited it out. I got the go ahead for like to be able to make it on fuel, and
Yeah.
I was right on the back bumper of the guy that ended up winning the out of fuel drag race, and then I ended up getting wrecked instead. That was actually, I think that might have been a week before you actually joined our group.
It probably was. Well, it looks like the 24 is, this is his qualifying, but it looks like he's a little bit loose in the end of the corners. The number 9, I'm gonna ride on board with the 9 and see how he is. But very, very frustrated with this 9. Do you think that, Mike, that he's frustrated, and do you think that frustration is going to lead on at Atlanta? Or do you think his frustration is?
No.
Do you think Adam Gustafson of AJ? You think that the crew chief's going to tell him, just cool it, calm down, everything will be okay, just focus on Atlanta?
It's Alan Gustafson, not Adam Gustafson.
Sorry about that. My apology.
Yeah, but I think the big thing is that he's gonna have to calm himself down, because if he's aggressive early in the race, that's gonna lead to the same problem. I mean, the reason he's frustrated is a blown tire, and if at Atlanta you get frustrated and you're running aggressive to try and make up for screwing it up with a blown tire, you're gonna have another blown tire to worry about.
Well, see, and through a driver's hand, which, through me as a driver, I think this track here, it's so quick. You're going so fast in these corners, and it's, a mile and a half, and we just came off of a mile. But this track here is going to be more harder on tires, because, you're traveling more speed. Has so much of a load in the corners. But at Phoenix, you didn't have that much. So it's gonna be more challenging. I think they're still gonna have problems out of the right rear eating up real quick, or the right front. But I do see this track is gonna be more of a factor of tire wise of more than Phoenix was.
Okay, so Stuart Friesen also just won the truck race, by the way, for anyone that is watching us instead of the truck race going on. Of course, we're still in qualifying, and the truck race is just concluding, so hopefully you guys are able to see that. But yeah, Stuart Friesen won it over Brandon Jones and Chandler Smith. So.
Alright, looks like qualifying is over.
Yep.
I'm going to back out if you want to send me an invite, and I can tell you who the poll will be.
I just backed out as well. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good.
So we just won't get to see who the poll is, so. But actually, I'm going to unmute Outkast right now for the national anthem, though, for when they do it.
10-4. I'll do the same.
Yep. Hey, Outkast, just letting you know I've already got you unmuted for the national anthem.
Oh, shit. Okay. I completely forgot about that.
And someone is blowing up my...
Actually, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that for this one. We're just going to roll with it.
Did you copy that, Mike? George?
What?
No.
They're not going to do the They're not going to do the national anthem. They're going to roll with it as it is.
Because that's stupid.
Why would they... I don't think they were talking about the national anthem there for skipping it.
Nope.
I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I just heard of it on his radio.
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
might
sure if
be
that was
wrong.
something about. It might have been about like the fact that they were drafting and qualifying, and leaving the and kind of just leaving the qualifying as is. Okay, I'm muting my Facebook because this is ridiculous. The amount of messages I'm getting from just other group
All right.
chats.
Any questions before we get going? I mean, AJ will fix it. Give him a minute.
I'm gonna keep him unmuted just in
Welcome
case.
to the world's
Yep,
most
there we go.
famous basketball team, the Harlem Globetrotters. Hey, everybody up top, Texas, let's get this party started. On behalf of millions of Globetrotter fans around the world, drivers, start your engine!
Okay, so there's the command. We did end up skipping the national anthem for some reason. Not really sure.
Exactly.
Not really sure why, but I mean, hey, happens.
Now we're just waiting for the invite to get to the race.
Yeah, we're waiting on that. Of course, we don't know who the pole sitter is, but I guess we'll figure that out when we get the invite.
Yep.
Problem with that not having an early invite is I can't just kind of do the thing where I wait for the where I just kind of sit on the invite, wait for them to show that they've started racing, and it looks like they did just start loading in, so we should be getting an invite real soon.
Yep, and there it is.
Well, hey, at least they're remembering to send me invites to watch the race. Unlike sometimes where I'll just end up never getting the invite.
They just sent the invite out.
I know, I'm saying other guys. I mean, like,
Oh,
Fire Cup has done that a couple times where they just forget to send me my invite.
yeah. Well, I'm loading in now,
Yeah, I'm
so
loading in as well. Once they sent the invite, I had it.
you got the invite?
Yeah, I got the invite.
Okay.
But yeah, so so they are still loading in as well. So they are just gotten in. We should be getting in there pretty soon. Drivers are heading to their cars. Kind of weird that they're heading to their cars, while the after the after the engines were started. Not sure how that works, but so the 48 and 3 are starting on the front row. By the way, 88 is
Okay.
starting fourth, and that's as much as I can tell from what I can see there. As they go green flag racing here. So J-Rock on the pole in the 48. The 9 was third in qualifying. So the guy that you think is probably going to be the favorite tonight start third and is already making making the pass to the lead.
I think all these hinder cars are going to be a factor tonight. But like I said, before we got racing here, don't count Richard Childress cars out. The 3 and
Yeah.
the 8.
Now, of course, I think cooler heads are going to prevail. I think the 9 just does not have a level enough head after what happened. At the end of the Phoenix race, only minutes ago. I just don't think he has a cool enough head right now to be able to accurately kind of race well for that one. So, I mean, I guess that's the big question is, can he level his head off enough to actually be able to pull off a normal amount of aggression, like not too aggressive, not too calm to where he loses all pace. Because I think, to be honest, cooler heads so often in racing prevail that it's almost not even funny, like how calm some of these drivers can be. I mean, have you ever seen MTJ climb out of a race car? I mean,
just hit the apron off of Ford, kind of went up into the 48.
But I mean, I think Truex versus Kyle Busch is a great example of cooler heads prevailing, by the way. As we see one car up in the wall, that looks like that is the 2 of
number 2 car.
Yeah, that was the number 2 there, the draw tie car. A lot of these guys were able to change up paint scheme real quick.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like
see that.
that
The
skills car for
88
the
and the
number
24
18.
is running the same paint scheme. So
Yep.
kind of,
Well, hey,
watch out for that.
we got 2 Axalta cars in the Axalta race, ironically. Completely
Yeah.
unplanned. But yeah, right now, though, I think if I'm any of the other Hendrick cars, I think I'm trying to talk to the 9, trying to get them cooled down from what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, that is very frustrating for a
Yeah,
driver. I know.
but when you go
So,
into a brand new race, you gotta treat it like a brand new race. It's not a continuation of the
exactly.
other race. You
Yeah,
you can't control what just happened to you, but you can control what happens from here.
exactly.
And of course, that's a lot easier to say not being the guy that just had that issue. But I mean, but yeah, of course, and also here is a much faster track. So if you get into someone here to try and pay them back for something, even though I don't think he's actually mad at anyone except for basically his tire for not holding up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think tires is going to be really is a factor here. So I like to see how these drivers are going to drive the car. If they're going to drive it hard and go all out, or they're going to kind of back up a little bit and kind of save their equipment or save their tires. They kind of make a late charge
Yeah, I mean,
and win
these
a
front
stage.
3 have really just kind of blitzed on the start. Really aggressive. I mean, it is very aggressive what they are running right now. I mean, they are running such an aggressive pace over these other guys.
Oh, we got a lead change right here.
No, wait,
23.
no, I don't think so. Yep, there we go. The 9 holds on.
48 hit the apron in 3 and 4.
And he's going to lose a position, it looks like, to the 24. Man. So 9 is holding on. Now, of course, question is what are the... I mean, of course, the tires are going to come into play here early on. The 88 and 3 are the are 4th and 5th, so that rounds out your top 5, including the guys that are, of course, up here battling for this race lead. That's the next 2 cars for position there. But right now, though, they are battling really hard for this race lead. I don't want to take a second to look away from it. I mean, literally blinking, you'd miss something here in this battle.
Yeah, these 3 cars has been pretty good off the start, so...
But I think a long run, I mean, we're currently only 10 laps into the run. I don't know what a fuel window would be here at Atlanta. My guess would be about 30 off the top of my head. Of course, I don't know, but if so, but of course, I mean, a tire window, I think, is what we're going to end up starting to see, because,
yeah,
of course,
I don't
tires,
think it's gonna be
I
a
think, are going to
fuel.
blow before fuel becomes an issue.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a fuel problem or a fuel strategy here. I think it's going to be more than tires than anything.
Now the thing is, you really don't lose a whole lot of time on the old tires. It's more just the fact that they get so worn out that you don't want to blow a tire.
Exactly.
Because I mean, your lap time really doesn't change much, even though the tire is older. Like, yeah, maybe you have to drive a little bit more careful to avoid slipping, and you'll lose, I mean, maybe a second off your time per lap, but you aren't going to see massive fall off like we saw at Darlington last night. Also, just a quick question. How did these guys get from Phoenix to Atlanta in minutes?
They must have had to put the cars in a cargo plane and fly out to Atlanta.
Just figured I'd point out that contradiction of logic.
But now we'll get the 40 to 24 and the 48 battling.
Yeah,
for
and of
second
course,
position.
I mean, question is how hard are you really going to battle your teammate here early in the race? Because the more you battle, the more you're going to hurt your tires, and the more you're going to hurt their tires as they try and keep the position. I mean, when you guys are battling side by side for position like that, I mean, you're going to just keep ending up getting to the point where you're hurting your tires worse and worse.
Exactly.
Rather than just kind of running in line together, drafting, because of course you're also going to slow yourselves down by side drafting each other like that. Now, of course, the 9 hasn't really been able to get away, and the others haven't really closed in from the way that they're racing each other. But, I mean, if they get 3 wide, or if they end up 2 wide even, and just side draft each other a little much, there we go. The 48 kind of trading spots with the 24, and the 48's actually looking for the lead here.
Yes, he is.
Is he going to get it?
Like I was saying, did the 9 wear his tires out too much, and the 48 saved his tires?
Yeah, he's all the way up into the race lead here, going for it. Now, of course, still leaves up the question of, has he worn his tires out? But we're 16 laps in.
9 up in the wall a little bit.
9 up into the
9
wall.
up in the wall. 9
That's
just
gonna
lost
drop him. Yeah, that's gonna drop him now.
Third.
Back into third. That kind of leaves the question up to it, like, okay, you're good, you're running pretty well. How much do you really want to push it to try and get back to your lead if you're the 9 versus saving a little bit of tire, especially if you're catching lap traffic? I think if you can't make it on fuel or tire to the end of the first stage, I think you pit as soon as you basically get up to the point where the lap traffic's affecting your lap time, but we see the 9 hit the wall again. I think
I'm looking on the 4th and 5th battle right now. The 3 car is all over the number 88.
Yeah, the 88 was actually able to make that pass pretty recently. The 88 fairly recently made that pass for position, so I mean that could be potentially he's just trying to work on pulling away. Of course, maybe the 9 lags back to try and give the draft to the 88 to try and kind of pull him up, because of course this is one of those tracks that you can run flat out. I don't know if that's necessarily the way you should with the way tires are. Of course, there we go, 88 or the 18 making the first pit stop. We saw that quite a bit at Phoenix as well. Actually, no, he wasn't the first one to make a pit stop. The 11 made a pit stop earlier, and he's just coming off the pit road now. Let's see, anyone else on pit road, or is it just those 2? So yeah, it is just those 2, it looks like, that have
those 2, the 18 down on pit road, and I think that's it.
11 also already came.
Okay.
Yeah, the 11 who is currently 6th on track, but he's a lap down, of course, so not really 6th. But right now we got those Hendrick cars, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which, I mean, that is showing a lot of strength from him.
Now the 24 is looking underneath the 48 in turn 3 for the lead.
Yeah, battle for the lead, and a battle where the
24 just hit the apron, and the 48
oh!
the wall, and the 48's through the grass. He spins right out through the grass and on the front stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bummer, especially for a guy that was the pole sitter trying to get his car back going again. That's certainly going to kill his run here, and we see the 88 kind of slide loose there on the back straightaway, conceding 5th to, or dropping back to 5th, letting the 3 into 4th. Now, I think if you're the 88, if you're the 48, I pit this time. I've already lost my momentum. I'm not on like a hot lap or anything. Even though you didn't make contact with anything, I think you pit now, especially considering you slid your tires pretty hard.
24 is heading on pit road.
So 24 is coming to pit road. Question is the 9 just going to try and be super aggressive at getting down to pit road speed? And it looks like the 48 did take my advice or kind of, not even my advice, but my just kind of saying what I would do. So with the 9 leading right now, that puts the 88 into 3rd place now, behind the 9 and the 3. So the top 3 are 9, 3, and 88. But those tires are really worn. I mean, just kind of looking at some of the data from the teams, and it looks like a lot of them. Oh, 88 coming to pit road. Looks like a lot of them are kind of down in near the 10% range already on the amount left in the tires. Of course, 19 laps left in the stage. That won't cut it. The 2 also comes down to the pit road. I mean, you're gonna have to change 4 tires anyway, so I don't actually think the besides the amount of time that was lost in the wreck, I don't think anything actually majorly affected the 48 because it's not going to slow his pit stop down any. And wow, that was a lightning quick pit stop there from the 88, a 14.2 on the pit stop there.
That's a good fourth. That's a good 4 tires in a Sunoco fuel.
Yeah, I mean that's no doubt a 4-tire stop.
Yeah.
But here we go, the 9. He's playing it safe. Now, I guess that's kind of the two worlds that the 9 could be in, especially early on in this race, because of the blown tire he had at the end of the race. Is he super cautious of a blown tire and doesn't stay out on the tires long enough and ends up putting himself in a multi-stop strategy at the end of the race, or is he going to end up overrunning the tire trying to just make up for the wreck that happened at the end of the last race and end up costing himself time that way?
I don't know. I mean, you know, that's in a driver's mind, and hopefully it's in the driver's back of his head style. But
well, hopefully
it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, from like a crew chief slash commentator point of view, who's also been in the driver's seat, this is one of those times you got to put that in the very back of your head. Try and forget about it if you can. I mean, I know that's next to impossible for a driver to forget about the race win that he didn't get.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do you think about that one Martinsville race that you lost to Clemson?
Yeah, that was the H down pit road now.
Yeah,
that was a very frustrating moment. You know, I mean, you know, it was he was a little bit rough. You know, that whole race and everything, and
but but just kind of serving the point though is like you remember the ones that you lost way more than. Oh yeah, you remember that Pocono race you won?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like which one at this point because it's like yep.
I won. I think I won both of the Pocono races. That track is hard. That's. I mean, it's 3 different spots at each corner, and you just gotta know.
I think you only actually have one win since I've been broadcasting, at least with you at Pocono. I'm sure you've had others in other series when I wasn't broadcasting, but
yeah, but I think I got at least 2 wins there. I mean, most of these tracks that I've raced before, and you know, it's a little bit hard, especially when you get tire wear. You know, it's a little bit higher than what it usually is and everything.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
these tracks are all different. They're not the same. I mean, you know, it's just you just gotta learn. Once you get used to these cars and learn how to drive them, you will be totally good. But you know, some people struggles on the just driving of the cars, and you know, then there's some it's just they pick up right on it and they're good. So.
Yep. Also, just kind of for notes, while we're going on that story time for a bit, the lead has cycled back around. The 9 is your race leader, 24 is second, but the 88 right on his back bumper for third.
Yes, I see that. It looked like they're coming pretty quick. Not in a hurry, but they are coming.
Yeah, and especially when you've got 3 cars kind of working together. Oh, 18 kind of comes up the track into them. I don't know if the 18 was just. Yeah, I don't know if the
88 stays.
Yeah, they all saved it.
Yeah, the 88 stays straight, but man, without a close call for the 88.
What was the 18 thinking though? Was he just unaware of his surroundings or what? I mean,
I have no idea, Mike. I mean, he is a lap down car, so.
Yeah, I mean, well.
You know, I don't really know.
Yeah, it's like when you're a lap down like that, I feel like you've got to pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah, I mean,
especially considering the 9's already come by you. You know that the other leaders, I'm sure, are gonna be real close. I mean, but yeah. I mean, I just feel like there's got to be a point though where you pay attention.
Yeah, now we got the 3 passing the 88. I'm wondering, Mike Joy, if the 88 kind of got damage on that with the lap car hit him up in the wall. I wonder if he got some
Oh,
damage on the
well,
right
there
side
goes
of the
the
race car.
18 around again. So it's like, okay, I'm going to kind of keep an eye, but it looks like the 18 got some clear track to come up this time, not really in front of anybody.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm
of
just
course,
wondering if that 88's got some damage and it's taking effect of him right now.
yeah, just kind of looking at it from I don't have a 360 camera to really kind of inspect really well. It doesn't look like any visual damage. It could have just been the slow up from the momentum of having the car kind of slide up in front of you like that, just kind of choking up your momentum just a little bit.
Yeah,
Could have
be
caused that
possible.
because I don't see even a scratch on the nose of that thing. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, of course you can't really get a great look because they took away our 360 camera from Heat 3 to Heat 4. Don't know why we couldn't just keep that. I mean, it was in Heat 3 and then they took it out for Heat 4. The 360 camera in spectator mode. Like, why can't we get that? But, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it don't look
can't.
like there's any kind of physical. It don't look like there's any damage on that right side of that race car at all. So maybe it's not going to take effect. I mean, and we're just going to see how he's going to be in the long run. So
Yeah, I mean, of
I'm
course,
very interested.
right now, of course, there's about 5 laps left to go in the stage. So, I mean, you're not really even pushing it that hard for, like, I'm trying to run it here.
No, not at all.
I mean, you've got 5 laps to go in the stage, so if you can just maintain where you're at, maybe try and battle back by the 3, because I think at this point the 24 might be out of reach for the 88 at this point in the run. Just kind of get the 3,
Yeah,
try and gain
exactly.
those points that you can in the remainder of this stage, and then let the caution bunch you back together with the guys that you were racing with when the caution came out. Or when the
Yeah, because right now you got the number 9 leading this race, and I want to say
24
the
second.
24 second.
Yeah, 24 second, the 3 in third, the 88 in fourth.
Yeah,
That's how they run.
so and it's 3 or 4 to go right now. So
yeah, we just got 3 to go, I believe.
the 9, I think the 9
no,
has
4
really.
to go. Sorry.
I know it's early. I know it's early, Mike. I really do, but I think the 9 has looked forward and he's not looking back, which is really good. So I
he's
mean,
looking
looks
forward
like
right now, but again, when there are cars right on his rear bumper, or when we get to that final stage and he's gonna have to manage tires and number of stops because the stages are all one-stop races basically. Because you run, you get points, and then they bunch you back together.
yes.
But when you get to that final stage is when I think you'll really have to have yourself cooled down from whatever happened at the end of that Phoenix race. Because, so yeah, they just took 2 laps to go, by the way.
Yeah,
So pit
2
road
laps
is
to go.
closed. Pit road is closed.
After this, if he wins the stage, I'll dial him up and see if he's any better. But
Just
I'm not gonna say
remember,
nothing about.
don't talk too long.
Freezing a wall, and the 88's around.
Oh, is that gonna? Well, that can't be a manual caution, will it?
No, for this, yeah.
Because they're coming to the white flag in the stage, but
I don't know exactly what happened there, but I don't
the
think
88
I saw
is
the
still, but the 88 is still in fourth, so he hasn't
that's-
actually lost an extra position yet. Just lost one to
That's
the 48.
That's heavy contact though with the 88. Really contact. The
But
dude's got some heavy contact too. Front end
his
damage
arrow light is
and
not
the right
on.
side of the car.
His
He got
arrow
a lot
light
of damage
actually
right
isn't
side of the
on.
car.
But wait,
The 11. What's wrong with the 11? He's out of fuel. It looks like the 11 is out of fuel.
but what
The
is
11 is out of fuel.
what happened to the? Man, the 88 just seems to be running really slow and off the pace almost. I mean,
88 must be out of fuel.
no, he's not out of
I'm
fuel.
gonna dial up the number 9.
He's not out of fuel. He's still running 150s, and his fuel isn't coughing yet.
I'm gonna dial up the number 9, AJ, by the stage win.
Okay, just remember, don't talk too long.
AJ, dude. This is Dell Jr. up at the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
That's
Hey,
loud and
buddy.
clear.
You look pretty strong out there. I don't want to hold you up too much. I know this stage ends very quickly, but you look pretty good out there. How's the car?
Car's driving great. It's very fast. I think we got a good shot. Feel like we let one get away in that last race, so I'm looking to take this one home.
That's all you can do, buddy. Just in the driver's hand. I used to be a driver in the race car just like you. You kind of want to keep that stuff in the back of your head. Just look forward, man, and believe in yourself, and you can do it.
Yeah, they're going back
All
racing.
right, buddy. I don't want to take no more of your time. Have a good race, second stage.
Yeah, they're currently in the transition between the between going green, so they already so
Yeah.
everybody got their pit stop in. 24 was able to get to the lead though. The 9 actually lost the lead there on that pit stop.
Yeah, he didn't lose much though. I mean, Mike, you heard him when I was interviewing.
Yeah.
He seemed very, very, very happy like that. Then he was at Phoenix.
Yeah.
So,
well, he sounded a lot happier than he did at the beginning of this race, having just come from Phoenix.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like I said, and I'll say it again, through a driver's hands, man, you got to make sure you stay focused. Because if you don't stay focused at all at some of these tracks, it's hard. And from a driver's as part of this racetrack, if you make a lot of adjustments at Atlanta, since this track is already wore out surface, it'll eat your tires up, and stuff and all that stuff. You kind of want to make sure you don't make too much of a swing, because if you do, the car will get major loose, and when you're doing that long run, your tires will wear out totally quicker, and you can't handle the car.
Yeah. Also, do you notice who's running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The 4 Hendrick cars and the 2 RCR cars.
And the RC cars. Exactly, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. It seems like with the Hendrick cars, they've been strong. And that Wednesday night race that we done together at a JGK Racing League.
I mean, of course, not the same Hendrick
cars.
Well, of course, they aren't the same Hendrick cars, are they?
Exactly. No, you're 100% right.
Because Guam was one of the Hendrick cars that time.
One of the Hendrick cars are different. The 48 does not drive the 48 in the JGK Racing, but that's not the point. What the point is it seems like every time every time these Hendrick cars come to the track, they are always strong. But do you think, Mike, that the RCR cars can kind of switch things up and make it more interesting for the Hendrick cars?
Well, I mean, they're going on by the 88 right now. It looks like the 3 has gotten by them, and the 8's, of course, going to be looking here.
Yeah, and here comes the 24 right now as we talk. So,
yeah.
But Mike, you really haven't saw the outside prevail at all. You don't see cars all the way up to the wall. You kind of see them just about middle of the track. So
yeah, trying to even run maybe that very bottom lane like Harvick does here in real life.
Yeah. Well, when you have fresher tires, that bottom is the way to go. I mean, 100% way to go through a driver's hands. But when the tires wear out, you kind of like to search up, search and try to find faster momentum and faster lap time, but also not make yourself into trouble of catching the leaders.
Yeah, but of course, something I wanted to kind of mention from what you said earlier, like what car you pick isn't actually any faster, even though the RCR cars are typically a lot slower than the Hendrick cars. Like with the online though, there's no real difference between them because they're all Chevrolets.
Yeah, I mean, the way that the 2 is now that I'm on board with the 2 and the 11, it looks like their balance is off, and they're not, the balance is not very good, or they're fighting a loose condition. So
yeah.
We don't know because we're up here in the booth and they're on the track. So it looks like the 2's kind of searching a lot. So it tells me through a driver's hands that he's pretty much loose. But the 11 back here, he's let me get on board with him real fast, which I am now.
Real
Looks
quick.
like he's trying to find a quicker lane. He might be the
Oh
same
boy,
way.
that was about to be 3 wide. Sorry, I was trying not to interrupt there, but the 8 just tried to make it 3 wide on the inside with the 3 and the 88.
Wow. Well,
He literally went below the yellow line to try and make it 3 wide, and it's like, that's not going to work in any universe. Oh, your mic's unmuted, by the way. You didn't mute yourself after the stage end.
I just now noticed that.
Yeah, 24 took the time to actually text that in the group chat and on the Facebook chat and on the YouTube chat to tell you. So he was able to type that while racing. So that's one talented race car driver. If he's able to type that out twice and
Sorry about that,
continue
24
to
Outkast. I'm like, thank you, buddy. Sorry about that.
there we go. Figured I'd mention it since they were asking you to, so.
Yeah, they were asking me to. But no, it goes, it's just, it's crazy to hear this track. Everybody's pretty much spread it out, so hopefully we can, maintain.
Potentially another completely green flag race. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it when a race stays green flag the entire time, because then you can really see the numbers that the crew chiefs have been working on since yesterday, pretty much, since last week, pretty much, when they started working on their strategies for these 2 races.
Exactly.
Tonight, of course, Phoenix that we already ran, and tonight, because, I mean, at a track like, not necessarily Atlanta, but at some of these tracks like Talladega that we broadcasted the other night, you can pretty much play it like a road course where you count the pit stops backwards and basically just pit as soon as the pit window is open and just try and connect the fuel windows to make it on a minimum amount of pit stops. Of course, once you get through the stages, like the stages still kind of mess up that thing.
That 24 has called up to the 48, so.
But it looks like the 48's actually been the one falling back instead.
But Mike, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Look who's sitting in third. Look who's making his way up to the front of the pack.
The 24.
Slowly. The number 3.
He's running
sitting
4th.
4th position. The number 3 is making his way back up to the front.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's running 4th, not 3rd.
I said 4th.
You said who's sitting 3rd.
I don't know what I said.
Does anyone really ever know what they're saying?
No. And when you're a commentator up here in the booth and you see a lot of action or a lot of racing up here.
Yeah, especially 2 races worth now.
Yeah, I know. Like that Talladega race at the JGK Racing. It was a long race, but pretty much boring up in the booth. But this is more funner. It's a mile and a half. It's a wore-out track.
Yep,
and
definitely. 10 out of 10. More funner. Funner is a word.
Funner is a word. That's right.
Especially when you broadcasted 6 races this week already.
And all these drivers want one thing, and that's the W. And if you ain't first, Mike, you're going to be last.
Yep.
And they're all trying to track down this number 9. Has been leading this second stage, he's led all the laps in the second stage.
Yeah, and here we go, the 24. It looks like he's going to try and make this pass this lap. So let's see. I mean, I think that the 24 easily could make this pass coming down the back straightaway here. As they come down the back straightaway.
I don't think he's going to have enough time. I mean,
he's diving. He tried it, but it looked like he got a little bit loose there on entry to 3. Oh, and he just went and clipped the transition. You can't do that too many times and get away with it. Where you clip the transition coming out of 4, coming towards the line.
Yeah, you can't do that.
He pulled it off that time somehow. He got a lucky break there. But yeah, the 24 just clipped it last time by. Let's see if he does it again. Because, of course, that could be very dangerous. Okay, he avoids the apron this time. But yeah, he hit the apron as he was coming back through the coming up to the to the quad oval, technically. Not a tri-oval at all here. It's a quad oval.
Not at all.
But yeah, there we go, though. He gets by that 48. That's going to give him an extra point here, assuming they can hold on. I mean, of course, pit stops have started. I saw the 18 had already been on pit road. We saw the 19 was one of the first guys.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Right back, Mike. I'm going to get me some water.
Yeah. Hey, you mind grabbing me some, too?
I can do it, buddy.
So right now I think the 18 is the only one I've seen that's come to pit road so far. Coming through this one, just kind of going through, looking to see if we've got anyone else. The 11 was one of the other early ones to pit in the last stage, so I'd be looking for him to try pitting early again. Of course, I don't know if maybe the lap that they're on, like how many laps down they all are, could potentially change that. I mean, looks like the 88 is running. The 3 is on pit road, so the 3 cars come to the pits. His teammate almost got a strategy win, of course, saving fuel at Phoenix, but wasn't able to keep it up there. And we're starting to see tire issues coming up as well. I mean, starting to hear drivers complaining about the longevity of these tires, which of course is going to start making the issue of how long do you stay out on these tires before you really kind of just throw in the towel, like, okay, we can't really stay out on these old tires too much longer. I mean, and here we go, the 88 comes to pit road as well. 88 comes to pit road. So now it's the top 3 of these 3 Hendrick cars, but I think they might be starting to make a little bit of a strategy. The question is does the strategy work for them? Of course, staying out trying to run these tires till they pop. And what
all right, Mike, I got you some water right here, buddy, right beside of us. So
okay,
we can keep our
whistles wet.
Exactly. Yeah, couldn't think of the word, but thank you for filling in the blank. But no, I mean this race is pretty good. Looks like the 88 is now coming out of pit road. I want to say.
Yeah, 88 just had a 15.5 second pit stop there for his pit stop.
That's kind of a slow pit stop there.
That's pretty on average, actually, I'd say, for 4 tires and fuel. I mean, you always want to just try and avoid that 16-second pit stop. I mean, 16 seconds.
Now when we come to the final stage, Mike.
The 3 also pitted while you were away as well. So.
Okay, we might have to see a two-stop on the last stage.
Yeah, we'll have to see how many laps we have left to go at the end of the stage. That's why I plugged in my phone so I could run the numbers coming to the end of the race.
Yeah, I had to plug my phone up too. It's showing the battery light. So.
Oh, mine was on 1%. I was definitely in trouble on that one. But yeah, right now though, these the Hendrick cars trying to basically keep their
Here comes the 9 on pit road now.
Yeah, 9:48 as well.
48 following.
Looks like the 24 might have come already earlier. Yeah, 24 is already in his pit stall, so he must have come a lap or 2 earlier. Yeah, a lap earlier probably. Though he's leaving pit road now. So
I mean, like I said, man, each lap you have on, if you're out there on older tires and the guy behind you has newer tires, he's gonna completely run up to you and blow right by you.
Well, actually, the times on pit road actually aren't that big of a gap. The bigger thing with the pit stop is more the tires actually popping. Like there isn't that much time fall off, at least from what I've seen in my practice sessions here Atlanta. I haven't noticed a huge amount of actual fall off, but definitely when you're coming out of the pits, the guys are going to blow on by you.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll blow by you all day. But
Eight
looks
car is
like the
also in
9
pit road.
the 9 is still in, or 9 is still the leader. But
No, actually, currently the 8 is, but he's on pit road right now, so he will probably be
okay.
relinquishing the
Well,
lead right now.
out, the 9 going to be on, or the 9 is going to be the leader.
We assume so, at least, based on the way they are running right now. But of course, 8 could. The 3 is actually the race leader. The 3 up there had a better pit stop, I guess, and was able to actually get the lead. I don't know if he pulled a 2-tire strategy there, and is how he's leading the race. But right now, the 3 is actually your race leader over the 9. Of course, the 9's coming right up on him real quick. So, I mean, those fresh tires, they don't mean a lot, but they can mean. I mean, if you pit for 2 tires, that can definitely kill your lap times.
Yeah.
And there we go. He gets on by the 3. Now let's see how the 3 holds on here now that he's not in clean air.
Now you got the 24 catching him.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if we're gonna have enough time though to.
Yeah, I mean they've got 11 laps to go in the stage right now. They just got 11 laps to go in the stage. And the 88 in the wall. 88 in the wall.
I think if everything tracks out or everything goes right, we're gonna dial up the number 24 and see if he's gonna have the.
We got someone going through the grass on the front stretch.
Yep, someone's on the grass. Who is that?
That's the 8, it looks like. Or is that the 18?
It's the 18. It's Rowdy.
Man, he seemed to have a little bit of handling issues tonight. I don't know if that's something with him just not having control of this new aero package yet, or if that's just kind of the way his car's handling.
I don't know.
Because we saw a lot of spins as well at Phoenix from that number 18 car.
Yeah, he's been pretty loose.
Yep, so 9 laps to go in the stage. And, of course, looks like the 9 will be actually able to hold on here.
And a good comfortable, or not I wouldn't say a comfortable lead, but a pretty good, decent lead.
Well,
so,
especially if you think about the fact that if the 3 car is on 2 tires like we think he might be, he's held up the 24 quite a bit.
A lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
he gave the 9 a big gap there to the 24 and the 48. So now it's gonna take a little bit of a lag back there from the 24. It looked like it was a lag back because they were hooked up. The 48 and the 24 were hooked up together, and then the 48 basically just got shoved off the rear bumper. It looked like, so I'm assuming that is going to be considered a lag back or a donkey kick, as I've heard a few of these guys reference it before.
Yeah, donkey kicks. You know, that stings when you're out here. And speaking of donkey kick,
well, it didn't actually hurt. It didn't hurt the
JGK racing. You know, the 24 donkey kicked second place and chain reaction and everything. So we know how it is when you donkey kick.
Well, that was the 24 donkey kicking the 48 there for second place. It looked like. So I mean, but right now for the 9, this is the best thing he could see. Seeing the guys going 2 and potentially 3 wide. Oh, wow, that 3 car really tried to make it 3 wide there on the exit of the corner.
The 24 kind of let up on the 48.
Yeah, I'm just scared that this 3 car is going to try and make it 3 wide, and he's not going to be able to stick it. Because, of course, that would be a move. If he manages to stick it, I mean, that would be a real Roger move right there.
Yeah, it would.
Shout out to Roger for last night's incredible 4 wide pass in the middle of the corner at Darlington. We are currently... we're about 4 laps from we're just getting 3 laps going on the stage, so Um, that would put us
Oh, the
at
48
lap
just tagged the wall a
80.
little bit and turned
That would put us
one.
at like lap 85, I believe, when the stage ends. So,
I believe so.
but yeah, but we're 3 from the end of the stage. At the end of the stage, then we'll get to actually see a full like laps remaining lap count. Because for some reason it doesn't actually
Here
tell
comes
us.
the 24, right back to the 48.
Yeah. Now, question is, what's he willing to do if he to get to the 48, or how bad does he feel about the donkey kick that he isn't gonna try and get by that 48 and just kind of let him have the spot for the donkey kick that happened? I mean, that could be a courteous thing of, hey, I donkey kicked you. I understand that. I'm gonna let you have the position and the extra point at the end of this thing. Now, maybe if the same thing happens to me at another race or later in this race, you'll let me have the spot and then just kind of ride behind me for a bit. Especially considering they seem like they're fairly similar on pace. So we just got 2 laps to go. Pit road is now closed for all drivers. So pit road is closed. No one can come to the pit road. I'm just kind of monitoring pit road right now as we are coming to the white flag in the stage. And this cluster here, these 3 cars are really just kind of battling it out.
Really neck to neck. Oh, the 3 look like they touched 24.
Yeah,
and
3 kind of
24 still on the bottom of the racetrack.
Question though is, how much is that 24 willing to try and shove it to the bottom in 3 here to try and get in the spot?
Here comes the 24.
Here he goes. He's going for it.
it.
He's shoving it
Are
3
they
wide.
gonna
That's the 11.
I'm banging on the last stage, and here comes
Yeah,
the
last lap of the
24
stage.
off the
24 is going to
24.
take second in the stage.
Let's go ahead and dial at number 24 there, Mike Joy.
Okay. That's Outkast.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
This is an exciting race.
You ready?
Oh my god.
Yep.
All right, remember, stay quiet. They're gonna interview him.
Hey, Outkast, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, buddy.
Oh, go ahead, Dyer.
Yes, sir. I got you, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Man, you look awful quick. Do you think you have anything for your teammate, the number 9?
He's got a quick car. You know, sometimes I get a run, sometimes I don't. I'd like to have a run on him, but I got to say that was a nice fight between me, the 48, and the 3 car. You know, I'm hoping I can do something maybe on pit strategy to overcome this and get the win
10-4,
again.
buddy. Well, I know this stage is very short. I don't want to hold you up too much, but I wish you the best of luck and try to go get that win and track your teammate down.
That pass was awesome, by the way.
Hey, thanks, man. Make sure you disconnect your mic.
Hey,
you're
I will
done
do
talking
that,
to me.
buddy. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
All right, here we go. Back
Yep.
to green.
The 48, or not the 48, the 88 leading the field here, coming to the green flag.
Yeah, the 88. The 88 must have took a 2-tire stop.
Now I'm curious about that because, of course, I think he was one of the earlier ones to pit in the cycle, which means he'd have some very old left side tires in that case. Because, of course, we know that if he did 2 tires, he did rights.
But this is also too the farthest of number 9 has been back in the pack and in traffic. So
And of
we're
course,
also going to see how he's going to react on traffic. And speaking of traffic, and the 24 goes to the wall.
24 up into the wall, 9. Oh wow, they are. How did they not? How did they not wreck?
How did they not wreck?
Jinx.
Wow. Give me a soda. But holy smoly.
Yeah, how did they not wreck right there? I mean, that should have
That
been at
was
least a
one-
10-car pileup.
That was it.
By the way, if that was a 10-car
save.
pileup, that would have been a very incredible 10-car pileup because there's only 9 cars in the race.
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, and the
But
88
now we,
maintains this race lead.
Now we have a new leader and has not been up there all night, but you know, since they got collided a little bit, now the 88's up front. So
Now,
Are we
that,
gonna,
I
are we
gotta
gonna
give
see
them
the
credit though.
stay up there?
They didn't throw the caution for that, but man, that
No,
nine's still looking to try and push it 3 wide up the middle potentially.
I tell you what, that 9 looked awful strong all night
Yeah.
tonight. He's showing it, so
Now,
it's pretty good. And I called it before the race. My pick was a 9, and I believe 9's going to get it.
yep. I mean, I still think. I mean, there are a lot of. I mean, these Hendrick cars, they're all very fast. I'm just gonna run some fuel numbers real quick on how many stops it would be. So it's a 74 lap run that they're gonna do to the checker, assuming it stays green flag this whole time. So
That's going to be at least 2 pit stops.
is it though? I mean, if your fuel window is 30 to 35 laps, and you can make it to that 35 number.
Well, 30 and 30, 60, and there's 74 laps. So what you're gonna have to do, Mike Joy, is
Yeah,
you're
you'd
gonna
need
have
to run
these
37. You'd need to run 37 laps on each run to be able
you're
to
gonna
make
have to
it.
run these tanks completely dry to
Both
probably, yeah. So probably to make it on on strategy too. So, but the thing is, through a driver's hand, the driver can push. You can't really save here, but you can run it completely dry. But the question is, Mike, how far do you push your car with these worn out tires? Could you pop a tire or could you not pop a tire?
Well, you'd need to run probably about 25 laps on each run if you're going for that 3-stop strategy. So
It's gonna be crazy, I mean, but man, it's just these Hendrick cars, man. They have really found this air package, this package out, and the 48's a little bit loose. It looks like, and he slides up.
yeah, he's sliding, but he's managing to
Yeah.
hold on to the lead for now. But it looks like there's the pass.
Here comes the 9 and a number 3 car. So,
But the 48's gonna power back around on the outside.
and
3
with
wide.
3 wide coming out of turn 2. Down
And the
back
48's
stretch,
able to
man.
clear him. Just about. If I bet you, what would the 9 have said if the 48 had clipped his nose there as he was coming down the track to block after making the 3 wide pass back around the outside? Because I'm sure the 9 would not have been too pleased with his teammate if his teammate had just cut his nose off trying to come back around the outside after he just worked to make the pass. And the 9 makes contact with the wall. Man.
I don't know if that was a kind of a lag spike or what, but I don't see.
Just kind of looked like a car got tight underneath another car and kind of just shoved the 9 up there.
I don't see no really heavy damage in that number 9, but I don't see actually no damage. To be honest with you, yeah, he looks pretty good on the right side. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out if he can get back up here and see how that damage is.
Okay. Well, I mean, right now though, that 88 and 48 are going to be battling it out for the spot. So.
I just heard on the radio, caution is out.
Oh, caution's
Yellow
out.
is out. There's 2
What
cars
for?
left.
I wonder what
I
for.
don't know.
Looks like maybe.
The 8th round.
Oh, 24.
So yeah, 24. So we got a caution at the line. Now, Mike, is that going to switch up anything?
But yeah, it looks like the 24 was one of the drivers involved. Might have been the 18 as well, because I see they're still running together.
Yes.
That could definitely change it up. Do we want to dial up that 48 though? J-Rock.
Yes, we'll dial him up.
Okay, I'll let you do the dialing.
All right. Gerard, this is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy? Gerard, this is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy? Hey, buddy. How you doing tonight? You look pretty good out there. You're kind of staying up in the top three majority of this night. Tell me how your car is.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got a strong car. It's just a matter of having to compete with, for sure, the 9 car, and then 24 has been right there with us the whole way too.
Yeah,
so it's fun battling. At least it's with your teammates and not a rival team.
Yeah, up here in the booth, man. I mean, all 4 of y'all Hendrick cars look like you're pretty strong. So looks like you're gonna have to beat one of your teammates, and we'll see through the race and see if you can capitalize to get up there and win the race.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right,
We'll
buddy.
see what
Well, I
happens.
don't want to hold you up too much. I wish you the best of luck, and go try to get that win.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Ryan. You want to do one more, or are you good?
45.
I think I'm good because I need to figure out this pit strategy now, because of course they just came in to pit road and all that. So lap 101. Oh. So it's lap 101 here. They're gonna be going green on lap 102. So that will put them at 60 laps to go. So now the question is, are you a one-stopper from here, or are you a two-stopper from here?
Mike Joy, you have to do it in 2 stops. You know, if you're getting fuel at 30 laps, 30 and 30 is 60. So you're gonna have to at least pit at least one more time before the end of this race.
But the question is, are you a one-stopper or a two-stopper at this point? Because two-stopper would be taking care of those tires. One-stopper, you would have to take major care of those tires as we see them back to green flag racing. But I mean, that's where it really comes into question now. Is, of course, it seemed like it was a pretty easy call at the end of the stage to know, okay, we just go for 2-tire stop and we'll figure out when we're going to make our stops later based on basically how the race goes. But now you've got the question of, now you can make it on 1 stop from here potentially, or you can make it on 2, depending on.
Exactly.
And to be honest,
I don't know.
The way I would prefer it, I would actually go for the I would say go for the one-stopper, because if you can get the caution around when you need to come in for your 1 stop, then you can get your 1 stop out of the way under caution instead. I mean, that seems like that would be the option. I mean, it's tempting to say just go for the 1 stop and hope that you get a caution to do your 1 stop so that you really kind of trap everybody else off the lead lap. Because I mean, we saw it last race at Phoenix. I mean, keeping other cars off the lead lap, that basically eliminates them from strategy options. I mean, that's why the 8 wasn't able to really pull off his 1 stop strategy at the end of the last race.
Right.
The caution was out, by the way, for the 24 and someone else.
Okay, lead 24. Looks like that 9 is finally peeking its way back up here to the front. So
yeah, the 24's front end. I mean, you can see it on the front end of that 24. I mean, it's torn to bits. Might have been the 18 involved, because I saw them pretty near each other under the caution.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out, because I mean, it's like, okay, I can see one piece of the damage. Where's the other end of that damage? Because of course, if you run head on into the side of someone's door,
there, Mike George.
huh?
Oh, why we going slow?
We slowing down for another caution?
I guess we got a caution out.
Looks like, the 11 looks like he might have been involved in this one, and maybe 8 was also involved? Because, I mean, I see a lot of damage on the 8's hood. Looks like maybe the 8 was involved.
I'm on dial up Kyle James.
Okay, so that's the 3 or the 8?
The number 8, Kyle James.
Okay. There we go.
Kyle James, they're coming your way.
Do it,
Number 8,
J-Rock.
Mr. Dale Jr. up in the NBC.
They're coming your
You
way
got a
for the
copy?
talk. Kyle, he's talking Kyle.
What do you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Come again?
This is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Got you loud and
Hey,
clear.
buddy. So you're looking pretty strong right there. Looks like you kind of gotta go a little bit forward on your adjustments and try to catch them 4 Hendrick cars.
Yeah. It's going to be a battle to get up there, but I'm going to work my way up as fast as I can. Hopefully I can get
Well,
there.
I hope your car is doing good for you tonight. It's very fun up here in the booth, man, watching this race. So I wish you the best of luck, and I'm gonna let you focus on this restart and go back to green.
Thank you much.
3-car won the race off pit road from the 24-2. Hey, the 2's going to be up in some of the best track position he's had all night. Looks like, though, the 18's actually out in front of them, or is he going to be dropping into the back of the... Looks like he's going to be dropping to the back of the guys out there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But no, I mean, now you got number 3 up there with the 24. So I don't know if the 24 or the 3 is going to have to separate these Hendrick cars to make these Hendrick cars not win a race or not win this race.
Well,
tonight.
but if you look at it, the Hendrick cars are 1, 2, 3 on the top lane. And then the
But you
48's
also-
really the only one that isn't on the top lane with them. But the 18's that up there, so could that be someone you maybe ask, can you slow up a little bit so that we can get our guy up there? Because I think
I don't know.
Because I think at this point, I mean, I think the Hendrick cars have been so good to the point where you really can't deny that I think the Hendrick cars probably are faster than that 18 car tonight. And I think they probably deserve to be up there more than the 18, kind of tagging on to their group. But there we go, the 3 though, able to really rock it out
Now we're
there.
back under.
But the 2 actually got kind of stuck though, lost the position to the top lane, and the top lane really kind of coming hard. Of course, the 24
Well,
already
since
making
he's
that
last-
pass.
Since these last Rick, since these last 2 pit stops, I start calling you Rick Allen because Mike Joy is in Fox Sports booth and we're in the NBC booth. So
I don't know,
but anyway,
we're in the YouTube booth. We're
We're
not
in
in
the
either
YouTube
booth.
but anyway, this the number 9. Look at us as we're 3 wide coming off of turn 2.
Yeah,
But
man.
the number 9 don't look like it's hurting him, but he has been on these last 2 restarts. He has been on the outside.
And he's already making a pass for the win, or for the lead, not for the win. Not quite. If this was for the win, that'd be awesome. 3 wide at the line, potentially. I mean, but yeah, this race though, it's awesome so far.
Now you got 24 and the 3 going to turn 3. Battling for this second place, but it looks like the 3 is going to have just a little bit more of an advance on the outside. See, it goes back to what I said, Rick.
Oh, and the 88 in the wall. 11 tags the wall as well, slides across the grass, and
Up here,
they
Everything's
don't
clear
wreck.
and no wrecks. But it goes back to what I said. Now you're getting later in this run, Rick, and and do you think the outside is going to start to come in, or you think the bottom's going to still be the way to go?
I think the outside is definitely the. I think the outside is definitely going to be an option late in the run, especially like as guys start to have tires go off. The problem is though, if you go around someone and they get loose on the bottom and they slide up into you, I mean, you've got nowhere to go on the top side.
No, not at all. So,
unlike in the middle of the race or not, like if you're on the bottom and someone makes contact with you, as we see 3 wide for second there between 2 of the Hendrick cars and that 3 car of RCR. I mean, with that, I mean, you've got to think that if you get hit on the bottom, there's a few more options of where you can go to escape the contact. But if a guy just slides up the track because he got loose while you were on the outside of him, I mean, you just don't have a way to avoid that.
no, not at all.
Then you end up in a situation where you end up then in the wall and kind of unable to do anything about it, which really is just an unfortunate situation, but it's one that you can't put yourself in by trying to run that high side. Oh, and we see some dust kicking up on the front stretch. That was the 18,
yep.
It looks like.
Sure does.
But man, this battle here in the pack, I mean, even the 88's kind of getting up into it now. Here with this 3, 28, and 48. Or not 28, 24. And I mean, all these guys just kind of getting right up into this battle here. And here we go. Let's see. Does the 88 kind of get to make a move here? No, he looks like he's going to just kind of peak about half a lane lower. And there we go. He's going to make the full. Gets a full lane down there. I think on the back straightaway, you run in line, and then you just kind of make the last second move all the way down to the bottom of the track if you really want to get alongside someone.
Now, number 9 has really pulled away from his teammate on the 48.
Yeah, I mean, that's partially probably due to the fact that they've been battling so cutthroat neck and neck here between the 4 of these guys. I mean, I think at any point here, the 48 could get overtaken by even the 88 here. I mean, if the 24 and 48 kind of get side by side, stalling them out. I mean, this pack here of 4 cars, I mean, they are right now packed together. And right now, the 9, though, is going to be having a lapped car to deal with and kind of shoves the 18 out the way.
Well, see, Rick, I mean, with this right here, the leader wants to see.
88 just got. Oh, 88 24 both affected.
That's the caution out on the racetrack.
I don't know. Is that going to be a 20? Because the 24 kind of hit the wall, but not as a result of the 18. That was something else in the middle of the pack that caused that.
There was 2 cars. It might not be a caution.
Because, I mean, that was 2 separate things. Because someone else, while trying to avoid the spinning 18 car, actually hit the 24 up into the wall. I mean,
I don't see no one slowing.
Yeah.
I don't see no one slowing down. So
I see one guy slowing down. 24 or the 18
I don't see
car.
the leader.
No, the 18 car was completely stopped coming off of 2 for some reason, and now he's back going again. But he was the only guy I saw stop there. But now the 48's kind of gotten away from the pack as well, and he's kind of in between the leader, being in kind of the leader and kind of trying to form a pack there. And we got one guy kind of upset over that one. That was a pretty big wreck there for the 24 car. I'm going to just kind of listen in and see what his radio's like now that he's had a little bit of time to calm down after what I'm sure was a fluster of.
It's because with fresh tires, you ain't got no grip.
Not great
you wear
words.
them in, you get some grip, but then you got to be careful because you wear them too much, you're going to lose it all.
Sounds like he's giving a little bit of advice there, maybe to his teammates, maybe to the 18 that kind of spun in front of him, trying to help maybe make the 18 not so much of a spin threat later in this race.
We were in that mess.
Late in the race.
We were in that mess. I didn't want to hit anybody. I didn't want to hit anything, and that's all good. I'll get back.
I don't know about the 48 though. If he can actually catch the 9.
Well, they've still got more than one pit stop left, but it actually sounds like the 24 himself hit the wall trying to avoid the wreck. It wasn't actually contact with another car that even sent him up into the wall. It was just him trying to play it too safe and getting away from the wreck, and ended up smacking the wall in doing so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna see how this race is gonna play out now. You know, everybody's pretty much, pretty much spread it out. So I don't necessarily see, any more cautions. But anything can happen. In the 48, like he tagged the wall off the 2.
The 9 also looked like he might have tagged the wall. I mean, I think the 9 might have also tagged it there. Just trying to kind of keep an eye on how many laps we got left to go. Okay, so we're right around that 40 laps to go here. Yeah, it just took 39 to go. So
got 24 down on pit road now. He's the first car. See, with this package,
he is on the 2-stop strategy for sure here.
And now you got to think. Now, since he's the first car down on pit road, how many more cars is gonna follow him down pit road and get them 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles?
Neither of the front 2. Looks like the front 4 actually all stayed out. So after seeing that includes 3 of those teammates, and the 3 car tags the wall. Continues to run side by side though here with the 88.
Now we got 24 exiting pit road. And Rick, if you kind of glance up on the leader's got a little bit of contact nose damage on the front of his race car.
Yeah, I mean, that might have been incurred just from kind of aggressively kind of bump drafting his way through the field.
Could be.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it is noticeable, but it's a very small amount. I can't imagine that's hurting the car too much. But I mean, I think you've got to, if you can make it about 6-7 more laps on these tires, I think you can basically establish that you are a threat to make it on a 1-stop strategy if you can make it to about 29 to go on the tires and the fuel. Because, of course, 7 laps would be the end of your fuel window, and that would give you about a 1-lap buffer to the end of the race on that fuel window.
Yeah, I don't doubt none of these drivers. They're going to try to stretch it out. I think that most drivers will.
Yeah. Now the question is basically just which one of them, like how many of them kind of flake out and decide to go for the 2-stop, because of course the 2-stop strategy is what we saw win the race earlier tonight at Phoenix. We saw a 2-stop strategy win the race. But of course, this is a different track, a lot more wide open, a lot bigger chances for gaps, as well as a lot more guys kind of in contention that could play an off strategy. Like, if you're the 2 or the 11, do you maybe try and employ a strategy like this, or even the 8 who hasn't really been in it tonight, in it for this win tonight? Of course, he was the guy that made it on the 1-stop last race. Could we see him maybe play that strategy again, and this time, since he's a little bit more in contention, potentially have that strategy work out for a race win this time?
I mean, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
Well, we see the 9 coming up on the 18 car here, so again, we got to kind of watch out, because we've seen and it looks like the 11 has come to pit road, so the 11 has decided that he will not be able to make it, and the 3 and the 88 as well both come as well. And a fuel window appears to be 28 laps, so that will be a very close one on fuel if they try and stretch it.
If they try to stretch it, exactly.
They would need to stretch it they would need to save about 1 lap of fuel in the final 30 laps to be able to make that one work, if they can stretch it to what I would assume they are going to stretch it to tonight, or in today's race.
I mean, if you're a driver right now and you just came off the pit road, you better start saving some fuel.
Well, yeah. Well, no.
If you
If you're on pit road right now, you're on a two-stop strategy. You are not able to make it save the fuel, unless you get the caution. You are not going to be able to make it on your current fuel to the end. And if you get a caution, you're on pit road for 4 tires.
Gotcha.
But I mean, right now you've got, I mean, the 88 pitted with 33 to go. I mean, that's too many laps. I mean, that's having to save
So
5
right
laps
now,
of fuel.
with the 9 and the 40, what looks like Rick Allen or Rick is the 48's trying to stay on the same strategy as the 9.
Yeah, I would say that actually seems like a pretty good strategy. Kind of have the I think, yeah, there we go. We see the 48 come a little earlier in the window, and it's actually a pretty smart strategy to see all 400 cars kind of running different strategies.
Exactly, not the same strategy.
Because if you have 2 of them run the same strategy, I mean, that's basically a doubling down on a strategy, which if that strategy ends up not working.
9's in the wall! 18
9's
just
in the
clipped
wall!
9!
Oh, is that going to be the caution, though? Is the caution going to be out for that? Because if so, that 9 cannot come to pit road right now. If that 9 goes to pit road and the caution was out, no, that would be him being out of this. But it looks like they're going to keep it green. And that basically ensures that everybody's going to be on a 2-stop strategy here. At least everybody that's in contention for the win, because that 20 or that 9 car there, I mean, he smacked that wall. I mean, the 8 is, I think, maybe the only other one that could try and employ a 2-stop strategy, but or a 1-stop.
See, Rick, I don't know if the 9's going to have enough time now, since he has this major damage on the front of his race car. So that means
that's why I said that he's not in contention. Shorter. He's not in contention for directly the win here, but let's see. As the 8 comes by the grandstands, the 8 takes the race lead. The 18 has left the race. Okay, so the 18 has left. The 8 is now the race leader. If the 8 can stay out here and be able to basically hold on for this race win, I mean, we saw him play the strategy earlier tonight, and it almost worked out. I mean, of course, he was a little bit too far back to really kind of have the strategy impact. But, oh no, he comes to pit road right here. So let's see. That was coming to, how many to go? That was coming to 27 to go. The 8 will be good on fuel from where he's pitting now. Question is he going to be fast enough to kind of hold on to it? Because he's already lost the lead. So he's going to be a lap down. It looks like he will not be able to make this strategy work. I guess the strategy here comes down to the fact that he is basically banking on everybody else having to make another pit stop.
9 was trying to go past him, and the 18 came right up and clipped his front end, put him up in the wall. But I ain't on nobody's side, but I'm just letting you know that you are the league owner.
So,
okay. Well, I'm just saying.
Man, this 48 though, he's out here leading the race right now by quite a bit. I think the who's in second right now? Is that the the 3 is in second, and I think I saw a little bit of dust coming up. I think that was the 9 that was in the dirt there.
But I don't know. I mean, now the 9's a lap down, and now he is literally 1 lap down.
Yeah. Now the question is, so the 8 came to pit road and pit, I would assume that he is 1 lap to the good on fuel. So now, if everybody else pits, could he maybe pick up this win? I believe he is like a half lap behind the leader, but I believe he is still on the lead lap actually, if I am correct on this. I believe he is actually only a half lap. I believe he is still on the lead lap, which, of course, if he's on the lead lap and playing the 1-stop strategy, I mean, that is a major thing to pay attention to, because if he's able to pull that 1-stop strategy and have it work with the fuel and the tires, I mean, that is a
Yeah.
major difference. I mean, the pit stop here, I mean, if you're able to pull that off, I mean, that is very impressive. And we saw the 8 be able to pull off the strategy, of course, making it to the end of the race. Of course, he was a lap down when he did it, or he was 2 laps down when he did it, so he only got one of his laps back from being able to make it on that strategy. But there we go, the 24 up in the wall, 2 goes on by him. Huh, the 2 and the 24 getting into it in a mile-and-a-half quad oval race. That's not familiar at all, is it?
No, not at all. It seems like one of the guys that we both know likes to put people in the wall. He don't believe in brakes, but he'll put you in the wall.
Oh yeah, I think we both know who that is.
Oh yeah, but you know, Rick, you gotta love that kid. That is a great guy. He's good. I like him, but I think
Boy,
he
does
has
he
to
need to
practice
learn.
more than brakes.
Yeah, but boy, does he have to learn how to use a brake pedal.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the same thing for next week. Is, you know, we got Road America next week, Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if anybody wants to tune into that, that would be a great race to watch. But you know, it's just we're gonna be at that track, and then with that driver, you know, of the 18 car, it's he's gonna have to do a lot of practice. He's got to put at least 3 or 4 sets of brake pads on that car by the end of the night.
Just a note, you might want to make sure that you show up to the right racetrack, because you just said Road America. We're going to be at Mid-Ohio. Few states off. Don't show up to the wrong racetrack.
Sorry, guys. Mid-Ohio, Thursday night, 9 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern
because
time.
one of those is in Wisconsin, the other one is in Ohio, so
Yeah.
not quite the same
that
racetrack.
That was totally my fault. But that track's gonna be very fun. You know, with me as a driver and such you know, learning experience of road courses and everything, and it's be the first time that I race there. But I'm looking forward for a good time, and hopefully I can you know, bring it home for the DSR team and everybody. So
yeah,
but
of course I've actually got
another-
driver's experience at that track, because
Yeah,
actually having been, like, I was participating in a Mid-Ohio Xfinity race for a league about a year ago now. So yeah, I learned a lot of the braking and lifting points with that one on the Xfinity cars, at least back on Heat 3. But we've got the 24 just coming off the pit road. He was completing his second stop. So that's the second stop in that 2-stop strategy.
Yep.
Is it time for anyone else to try and do that? I mean, at this point, I mean, I think this is the time when you make that second stop, because, of course, you want to make that second stop with enough time left to where you can actually utilize those fresh tires that you're getting. But there's also the risk of, if you come to pit road and then they throw the caution, you are now 2 laps down. Or you're a lap down, depending on when they throw the caution and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm riding on board right now with the leader of the 24.
Oh, the 3 just came down to the pit road.
Who did?
The 3.
The 3 did?
Yeah, the 3 just came to pit road. 48 is actually the race leader at the moment.
The 48 is?
Yep, 48 is the race leader. As the 11 comes to pit road as well. As the 48 goes on by him. Yeah, the 9's about the front stretch worth of gap between the two of them. Hey, Britt. How's it going?
There shouldn't be too many laps left there, Rick. The 88 is down pit road now.
Yeah, 88 is down pit road now. There's 15 laps to go. 14 at the line this time for the... Now, there we go. We see a 2-tire stop from the 88 crew, so that's going to be another thing to factor in, is the 88's only doing 2 tires to try and save some of that time.
Think about it. The number 9 came a lap down. Do you think the 9 has saved enough fuel and can actually come out of not pitting.
No, the 9 is on the lead lap, I believe.
Yeah, but does she have enough fuel and enough tires to make it to the end?
I don't think so. Not from where he pitted. I think the I think the guy in the catbird seat is going to be the 8 car. I mean, he pitted 27 laps to go. Fuel window is 28. We've seen them be able to run the tires really long into the run and not lose a ton of time. I think the 8
Rick,
car is going to be the guy that gets this one.
As the Stewart driver, I know this driver in a number 9. He is one of the most drivers that can save not a lot of fuel, but just a good bit of fuel. And I would not be surprised to see him save enough fuel and make it to the end and win this race.
Okay, let me throw another one in here. Of course, we both know what just happened to him in the last race. Does he get too scared about that tire blowing on the last lap again and him losing another race like that he doesn't want to try and stretch the tire wear?
Well, at this point right now, it's through a driver's hand or through a driver's mind right now. He wants to win, and Rick, I don't know, man. I mean, this is too hard to call when you're up here in the booth when you're watching these other cars.
And especially because you know that there's that mind game of the fact that he blew a tire on the final lap at home or at Phoenix just a few minutes early, or about an hour and a half earlier.
Rick, it's like you don't want to jinx nobody, and you don't want to put no hard foul on
I know that the Dyer curse is real, though. If I talk about someone, they're about to burst into flames or something.
Yeah.
Something that is going to happen.
I mean, like I said, this number 9 has dominated this whole race tonight.
The whole tonight in general.
And he's won stage 2, but then he got messed up on the last pit stop by the 18 that completely wrecked him. I don't know, man. I mean, this is a toss-up. It's like a 50-50, you know what I mean? It's like a yeah, he can, and then yeah, he can't. But, we don't get paid to be driving these cars and making these decisions. So
yeah, but also you got to think about it. The 48 is still the race leader. Could the 48 maybe be making some kind of massive fuel-save gamble to try and make this one work? Because the 48's also still out there running laps. We've got 8 laps to go in the race.
But that's true, though. But
we got
the 48 is right ahead the 9, and it looks like the 9 he's closing, but does he have enough time?
Yeah, that's where it is. Because of the lead that the 48 has, he can lift a little earlier in the corners. And get back to the throttle a little later on the corners and lose a little bit of time, but save that all-important fuel to be able to make it. I mean, that's really where it is. You can lift a little earlier with that gap that you've got, and you can get back on the gas a little later and get back through
and
it.
Save that fuel.
Also, when you made that last green flag pit stop, did you put it into 4th gear as soon as you got out of the pit stall? Because if you can keep it in 4th, like you give up the acceleration time coming off of pit road, but you save that little bit of fuel as you're going through as everybody else would be going through the gears. I've done that several times to save some fuel.
Right now, Rick, as we both watch the 48, if you watch the 48, watch him enter in turn number 1. He kind of enters a little bit low, but the 9, he's 9 a little bit lower coming off the corner. And as we're on board now, or as I'm on board with him right now, going in turn 3,
yeah.
He does the same thing in turn 3 than he does turn 1. See, turn 3, when he goes into the corner, he enters high but comes out bottom. But if you look back there to number 9, the 9 enters on the bottom all the way until he comes off of turn 2.
I'm going to listen in on these front 2's radio, the 48 and the 9. so I can kind of hear them talking over this mind game.
I'm trying my best to save. I ain't got it.
Because, oh, 48 says he doesn't got it, so 48 has basically admitted that he's not going to be able to make it to the end. Oh, and I can hear someone who's listening to me, listen to the stream.
Son of a bitch. Nah, I only.
But yeah, right now 48. Now, if I'm the 48, I'm reminding the 9 right now.
Oh,
I know it's a jerk.
There goes. We
The
go.
48's out of fuel.
Yeah, 48 is out of fuel.
48 is out of fuel.
But if I had been that,
to what I said, Rick. It
yeah.
goes back to what I said, Rick Allen. Does the 9 have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race?
Does the 48 have a blown tire though? Because he was not going anywhere near straight there. Okay, it looks like the tires are all good.
It looks like all 4 tires are up.
I don't know. No, I don't think they are. He would not have spun like that at that low of a speed if the tires were up. I mean, that was a very low speed to be spinning out at. But right now, I mean, the 88's only got a little bit of fuel left in it. I mean, a lot of these guys are kind of pushing it right now on the amount of fuel. As we're coming down through it. Looks like the 9 is on a really slow pace right now. I mean, he is literally crawling right now. I don't know if he's out of gas. Oh, he went it. The 9 crawled across the finish line.
The 9 just won.
He was out of gas, but he won the race.
He won the race.
Let's go talk to him.
Let's go.
Hey,
Somebody
9
get a
cards.
picture.
It's the guys up in the
Somebody
booth.
get a picture. I'll be right back with you.
Let's try it again, Rick Allen. AJ, this is.
He said he'd be right back.
DJ,
he said he'd be right with us.
Okay.
I think. I mean, but yeah, he was the only one on the lead lap there. So I guess the 8 was again a little too far back to be playing that kind of strategy to work it. But man, though, he won the race.
Wow, that is incredible, Rick. I mean, that is that's what I call a good drive of all of them drivers. So
yeah, I mean, 48 ended up 1 lap down.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, AJ, you got a second?
I got you.
Well, you dominated both races tonight, and you picked up that checkered flag in the second race, of course. So, how does it feel? From heartbreak on the final lap of last race to finally getting it.
Now. But, if that 18 was on pit road, we'd be fighting right now.
Well, I mean, hey, that was a great drive there. Looked like you ran out of fuel coming to the line there, but you were able to hold on and able to win that one. So, at any point on that final,
Yeah, actually, I ran out of fuel coming off there too.
yeah, at any point around that around there, did you at some point think, am I about to blow a tire like you did on the last lap of that Phoenix race just a few hours, like an hour and a half ago?
Oh,
Because
my tires were good. I had plenty of tires left. I was more worried about fuel.
Okay, I
this is.
was just wondering because you had the tire issue on the last lap of Phoenix. Wasn't sure if you had that kind of in the back of your mind.
No, I wasn't thinking about that at all. I knew my tires were good.
Rick, I don't mind. I don't mean to butt in or anything, but this is Dale Jr., bud.
What did you call me?
No, he was calling me Rick.
I have always had faith in you, AJ. I know how you are, and me and Rick Allen up here in the NBC booth were sitting here talking about you and everything, and Rick's saying he doesn't have enough fuel, and I told Rick, I said, you don't know this driver here like I do. I don't know how this driver does it, but he saves his stuff at the right time, at the right place.
He did run out, though.
Can you go back with me on that 18 accident?
So we got into a little scuffle there coming down the front stretch where I told him I was going low, and he decided to stay right in the middle of the track when I was 10 miles an hour faster.
10-4, yeah.
Naturally, I got into the back of him and spun him out, and that was retaliation.
Well, I think we need to get
Yeah.
all these guys off the track
Yeah,
that
I
haven't
know.
won a
I
late
have
model race, right?
But man, congrats on the win, AJ. You really fought hard, dude. Surprised me up in the booth because I had faith in you. I know you could do it. But congrats on the win. You can now look forward. You got to win. You don't have to look at Phoenix no more with the bad accident. But congrats on the win. Go down there with the team and celebrate, man. Congrats.
Yeah, great job on the win,
We're
by
going
the
to drink a
way.
lot of beer tonight.
Who got second? Rick.
Second place, I believe that was still the 48, even after he had to come to pit road. Let me check the picture though to make sure, because
10-4. Let's go ahead and dial him up.
okay, after the issue on pit road, I'm
J
sure
Rock,
he'll.
this is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
And we don't know what's happening. Waiting on a decision from NASCAR.
Hey, J Rock, you got a
Jay.
copy? It's the guys up in the booth.
Hold on, man.
Okay. So we're just kind of waiting on the interview there. Of course, he came up
Thanks, guys,
second
man.
there. I
I
believe
was
he
already
came up
across
second.
pit lane.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out where everybody kind of cycled out at the end of that race.
Gotcha.
Because it looks like they have yet to
But
send the
why
picture.
they
Fucking
figure all that out. That was a wild finish, man. I mean, to have that and actually come back and everything, and that's pretty good, you know. I mean, you have such a good car. You got wrecked, you came back and still won the race. That's a great race.
Yep.
Sorry about that, Dodge.
No, you're good, buddy. I don't mean to interrupt you or anything. I'm just trying to get your interview after the race.
No, you're good. We just had to figure it out.
Man,
We just had to figure the finishing order
the
out.
winding laps, man. I thought you can bring it home for the 48 team, but I heard on the radio that you were running out of gas. Never a good sign.
No, it's not. I was right behind the 9 car whenever we all went through that last cycle of pits, and I misread my gas, how many laps I had left. I misjudged it, so I came in a lap earlier than I could have. I could have won another lap, but so that ended up, it was my fault. It was just a bad call on me. That ruined my race. I probably would have been in the same boat as the 9. I probably would have ran out halfway through the last lap.
But you know as well as me up in the booth. You're driving, but that driver in the 9, he can save his stuff. We all know that. But
oh yeah, for sure.
And that's a
For
lot
sure,
of credit, But now, I'm not trying to talk about too much about him. I'm trying to talk about you mostly. But congrats, though, man. I mean, hey, at least you tried. But I mean, you can go away and pick your nose for a couple other mile and a half that might come out to another fuel strategy.
You've got one coming up next week in Miami.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a strong car the whole race, man. It's just sometimes my pit crew let me down a few times, had me starting towards the back, and then having to fight through some traffic they didn't make it easy on me the last 2 stages, but I'm happy with the second place. We'll take a second place any day of the week.
Forward, buddy. You know who got third right off the top of your head?
I don't know. Who was it? It was Spartan.
Okay.
Spartan. Dark Spartan.
Rick Allen, we're going to do one more interview, and I think we're going to call it a night, my friend.
Okay, who we dialing up this time?
The number 3.
Okay, and that was Spartan.
That was Dark. Yep. You ready?
Yep.
Dark, this is Dale Jr. up in the NBC booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I got a
Man,
copy.
You look really good out there. Even your teammate, both of them RC cars look pretty good. You think you had anything for the 9?
That second stage, I think I did taking the 2-tire stop, getting in front, leading a couple laps. We had a good car, solid top 3 car all night.
not here, but I mean, it looked really good out there. I mean, the race was very interesting up here in the booth. So I would say this race was more interesting than the Talladega race. But man, I mean,
Yeah, that 924 and 48
yeah,
were
all four of the
fast.
Henry cars were quick.
Trying to stay in front of them
Y'all were
Hendricks.
quick too. You know, the 3 and the 8, y'all were quick too. So it would have been hard to separate both of them. But you know, a third place is not too bad. You can't complain about it too much.
We'll take it on and go on to next week into Miami and hopefully pull
Well,
out a
buddy,
win
I
there.
wish you the best of luck next week. Congrats on the third place win. I know it's not what you wanted, but congrats, and we'll all go to Miami and we'll meet up from there.
We'll see what happens.
Good luck, buddy.
So yeah, so
Appreciate it.
So
All
that
right,
there
Rick,
will
it's all
conclude-
you, buddy. If you want to go ahead and close it.
Yep. So yeah, so that'll conclude the broadcast here of the Outkast Racing League Axalta 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys whenever I stream again. I think I'm already back on by Sunday.